Yo, is that a statue, bro? Yo, is that a statue, dude?
You got beef, bro?
You got fucking beef, bro?
Bruh.
666.
Are you a statue?
No, dude, I'm asking you if you're a statue, bro.
Nah. You're the statue, my guy. Shut up.
Are you a statue, dude?
Bruh. You gonna make me get up, bro?
Yes, sir.
Do statues move, bro?
No.
Nah, how'd you
Fair
do
point.
that, man?
No,
How'd you do that, bro?
Cole Curmi the Grey.
Hi, what's
Cole
up,
the
man?
Grey Curmi.
Hello, what's up?
Welcome on the podcast.
Thank you so much.
It's been like 3 years.
Yes, it's been a while.
We're OGs from junior college, bro.
Yeah.
Playing Magic in study area.
Yeah, that's how I actually got to know
chilling,
this guy. Yeah.
drinking beers in the break.
Totally.
Totally, yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. No, we weren't that cool.
No, yeah.
We weren't that cool.
No, we were cool.
We're
We
cool.
were cool.
We're
We were
cool.
those kids.
You were those kids playing Magic.
Yeah, exactly. Playing card games.
I miss playing
The-
Magic.
you want to play some now?
Yeah, we'll play some now.
Yeah,
we'll play some later.
now. Yeah, play some later.
I'm sure you have an
Play
extra
some
deck
later.
or two.
Yeah,
For sure.
I got 8.
That's an addiction. But at least you print them. I know you
Yes.
print them now.
Yeah, I print them now because I'm a student and I can't afford shit.
Yeah, exactly. So you're admitting to fraud.
Of course.
Terrible.
Of course.
Disgusting behavior.
Because the part of the game is to have fun. Alright?
Not spend your life
And
savings.
I have fun by killing my friends in like turn 3.
That's terrible. I know you guys play those like super meta decks and stuff. That's not
The
fun.
thing is, it's not my fault though.
I know.
Because all the others started printing more busted cards,
Oh, yeah?
busted cards, and then I had to end up being the player to actually stop everyone. So even though I said I like killing my friends in turn 3, it's more like I'm actually stopping my friends by turn at the start of turn 3.
So you're admitting to only using blue and black.
Yeah, yeah. It's sad because that's how we
Typical.
actually ended up being friends. Because
Exactly,
I
just
came
me
up. I
making-
came up to you and I started yelling at you because you're playing blue.
I was playing blue.
Yeah,
I think I was playing
yeah,
blue.
you were playing blue, and I was so pissed off. And then the next day I brought
A blue deck?
my shoecase. No, it wasn't
Yeah,
a blue deck. It was,
it
a
was
white
white.
deck.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
a white deck.
That's
It
cool.
was a white deck.
That's a
and-
cool deck.
Yeah, and you guys couldn't do shit.
No.
No, that's what happened.
Disgusting behavior. For everyone watching, we're talking about Magic the Gathering. It's a
Yes.
card game that
Uh-huh.
we got seriously addicted to.
Still am.
And, like, still are. Yeah.
Still am.
I've been, I went to rehab for a few years. I got off the cards, off the
You just told me you just
Cardboard.
played in Scotland.
shut up.
How much money you spent? How much money you spent? bro?
An undisclosed amount that I will not mention here just in case my parents see it. Bro, no, it got bad. Like for 2 years I wasn't playing. I was like watching like maybe game nights
Oh, okay.
and watching like the professor and stuff like that.
Yes. Still
And
trying
then-
to keep yourself up to date.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, not really up to date. Because
Really?
I think, yeah, maybe a year I was still watching game nights because they're actually fun. And they had
they're
like
still fun.
good episodes like Post Malone.
Like the Post Malone one
and
was
the,
actually
and
quite
the fan
sick.
episodes. And
The
stuff like
one that I actually loved the most was the one that they actually got the Cobra Kai ones. Have you ever watched Cobra Kai?
that. I know what the show is.
Okay, so and they got those ones on, and they had some
Really?
commanders.
I don't know this episode.
Yeah, they got some commanders. Like they were playing, and they got like out some new commanders as well in it. Commanders is a way to play
Yeah, so
Magic.
it's a format.
Okay.
It's a different format.
It's a way to play
We're
the
gonna
card
explain
game.
Magic.
Yes. It's a way to play the card game, alright?
The
and-
commander is like you have one version of every card.
Yes. So you have
And you can
a
only
deck
have
of 100 cards,
100
and
cards.
each deck and each card is different. Technically.
Technically.
Technically. It's called the most complicated game for a reason. So if you ever wanna play
try
it,
out.
yeah,
you
try
can
it out,
call Cole and complain to him about using blue.
yes, and I'll teach you the ways of.
We should
blue.
explain the colors as well.
Okay, we'll explain the colors. Okay, so
What does white
okay,
do? I
okay,
guess-
white is like life gain and gaining life, and like angels, and,
Yeah, angels,
you know, stuff like
knights.
that, knights, etc. Whilst then they have red, which is like more aggressive. They
Yeah,
like
burn
to kill,
damage.
yeah, burn damage. Like they firebolt you in the face,
Exactly.
and they have like all the goblins and orcs
Exactly.
and minotaurs, etc. And they just want to get in your face as
Straight
fast
away,
as they
exactly.
can, and kill you.
Green is about getting super massive
Yeah,
monsters.
green is all about, you know, nature and getting all the mana. Mana is like the money to cost
yeah.
to play your cards, and they get all the mana, and then they get to just play big ass creatures all the time with all the dinosaurs or whatever the fuck there is. There's so much, so much.
And
shit.
I guess what draws cards?
And then what
Green
draw?
or blue?
Yeah, green does draw cards.
Yeah.
Green draws cards pretty well. White draws cards like dog shit. But they're adding a few cards though. Which, a few cards. Well, so here and there they're getting better.
I was back in the Celestia days. There was a good.
Yeah. Celestia is when you use white and green
green.
together because you can mix and match. Oh my god, we're so nerds. And well, there's black as well. There's the color black, and black is like more like death and destroy,
destruction.
and like
Make you
zombies and
cry.
vampires.
Yeah.
Yeah, just kill spells and board wipes, etc. But then blue is
Is for
about.
nerds.
Yes, but it's about we've explained what all the other colors do.
Yes.
What blue does is make the others colors not do it.
Exactly. Blue
Exactly.
is make
Blue-
everything else useless,
Exactly.
and
and-
hence being useless itself.
Exactly. They say that the best play in Magic the Gathering is turn one island go.
Exactly.
Exactly. That's the thing. That's the
Exactly.
thing. That's the thing. That's how you. That's the best way to do it.
So
Etc.
like, we could explain
You
magic.
could
for,
explain
like,
magic for the
hours,
whole
hours,
thing.
for hours.
I could
But,
go
like,
on and on.
But to explain the importance of why one blue at turn one is like so important,
Yeah.
is because like maybe 80% of blue cards cost one.
Yeah,
mana.
1 mana.
So you can just
But then like
make your
yeah.
opponent's decks like irrelevant.
yeah,
instantly.
exactly. So but then imagine having more blue mana.
That makes more
Yeah.
spells that cost one mana.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
So then
There you go.
you make sure that your opponents
Yeah.
never do that.
We're having a bit of a different episode today.
Exactly.
Um,
Well, it's how our friendship.
Yeah,
is
it's
made.
our friendship
It's how
grew.
our friendship is. made.
Yeah.
And sadly, I've went to the dark side of it and
Yeah.
fell to blue, and I
Best.
blame all
On
my
you.
friends
Yeah.
because I want them to stop having fun.
Exactly, make them
Exactly.
suffer.
Exactly.
Make them
So
suffer.
so one of the things that I like to do is with one of my decks is I play this card called Winter Orb.
Okay, please explain, because
And,
I'm so out of
exact-
loop.
yeah,
I
no
know
problem,
none
no
of them right
problem.
now.
It costs 2 mana, so it costs 2 to play. And basically, what it does is that if this card is on the battlefield, okay, I'm saying it in a complete nutshell.
Yep.
All right, so people who don't know will understand. If it's on the battlefield, okay, your opponents can only untap 1 land.
Oh,
So like that.
that's so annoying.
Yeah, so like that, I actually lock the game. Okay.
And it only costs 2 mana.
And it only costs 2 mana.
Are you sure you're not reading it right? Are you
I
sure
could, I,
you're
could,
reading
I
it
could
right?
tell you the whole text, my guy. But the thing is, why it's good in my deck, though, because then you could say like, oh my god, but that's fucking you over, Cole.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Please do explain,
Okay.
Cole.
What my commander does.
Yes.
Okay, my commander, which each player has a commander and they can cast at will. All right. What it does is that I can tap my artifacts, because Winter Orb is an artifact, for a blue mana, and then I can use it for any instant or sorcery spells, which are
So you're
card type.
you're a blue artifact
kind of.
deck player.
So and then when it's gonna come to my turn,
The worst kind.
and the Winter Orb is untapped, I just at the end of his turn I just tap it to float a blue mana, and then when I go to my turn, I get to untap all my lands.
Disgusting behavior.
Exactly.
Disgusting behavior.
And I win quite frequently with it. And the thing is, now I get targeted for it. But
Of course you do. Of course you do. And rightfully so. Rightfully so.
Rightfully so. Though.
I'm on
Rightfully
everyone
so.
else's team.
Rightfully so. But yeah, that's my.
That's Magic for
yeah,
you.
that's my deck. That's
Magic for
one of my favorites. One of my favorite decks and one of my favorite creations that I've ever made.
Magic is super addictive.
Yeah, it's very
Very
addictive.
addictive.
Like
Very
I've been at it since I was 7 years old. When did you start though? I think you started like a bit before.
A bit before.
A bit before that I met you.
I remember it was maybe like.
Because your decks were shit.
Yeah, they were ass. I started maybe 2014, 2015,
All right.
something like that.
Okay.
Cause I used to play handball,
Okay.
and one of my teammates was like a super Magic nerd,
Okay.
and he had a few cards, and I was like,
So you were like 12?
no, a bit older. I was like maybe 14,
No.
20. Oh yeah, my bad. No, 2016 then.
Yeah.
2016,
Okay.
2016.
Okay.
I was like 14, 15, around that age,
Yeah.
and I was like, let me get into this,
Yeah.
and I went to Forbidden Power,
Yep.
and I just bought 5
Big up your
Forbidden Power
what's the acronym? LCGs?
LCG.
Your local game store.
Local game store.
LGS. Big up your local
exactly.
game store.
Local game store.
Yeah. Always support them.
And
Because-
I went and I bought 5 packs of 5 different sets, which is probably really dumb.
Yes.
But on the first pack I pulled, it was Emrakul, the Promised End.
Oh.
And at the time it was like €100 worth.
That's I
And
don't
it
know
took
how
me a day
expensive
to
it is.
ruin it because I had it in my pocket and I was
Oh my
sweating.
god.
Yeah, I still use it. I love that card
I think
so
you
much.
showed it to me.
Yeah,
I
it's
believe.
messed up,
You
totally
showed-
fucked.
I remember it being
It's
messed up.
fucked. It's all water damage.
Ah.
You can't even read the name anymore.
Oh
but
my
I love
God.
that card so
Oh
much.
my god. Some people
But
are
it's like a memory.
People
you
who
know?
are watching this who are into Magic are so triggered
yeah.
right now.
But
yeah, but
It's like a memory
he,
for me.
he was
it
ignorant.
was like
He doesn't know.
it was like my most expensive mistake
Oh yeah.
because it was like
That means
80 euros worth of a card down the drain
uh-huh.
instantly. But yeah, I still use it. I still play it.
Yeah, I
And I
remember
love
you
it so
showing
much.
You remember showing it to me.
But then like after that, I got out of it. I think I got into Yu-Gi-Oh actually, and I didn't know how to play. And I remember getting I remember this one thing. I was at Forbidden Power, and I met a guy. I forgot his name now. And he was like trying to introduce me to Yu-Gi-Oh.
Okay.
And like we're at the table like trading cards, and he was explaining decks to me. And I was sure that the best deck in the world was a Blue Eyes Dark Magician or some dumb deck.
I have no.
Oh yeah, you don't
fucking
even understand, but anyway.
I know how Yu-Gi-Oh plays. but-
Exactly. Do you know who the Dark Magician is?
Fuck no.
Okay, whatever.
But I know how the game. I know how the
you
game
know Blue
works.
Eyes White Dragon. Come on, it's like whatever.
Okay.
Anyway, and it was like the most non-meta
Alright.
deck ever, and I play against this guy who's got like some cubics or something,
Okay.
and demolishes me,
Oh yeah.
and I was so embarrassed. And
That's when the meta is like really different. I don't even think they have like a ban list.
it's too complicated. It's too extreme, and I hate Yu-Gi-Oh.
It's not like how Magic is.
No, it's not as interesting to watch as Magic. Not even close.
No, most of
And
the time.
and I remember this guy saw a card of mine, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll trade you for that." I later realized it was like a €40 card, and he gave me something that was worth like a few cents, and I felt really dumb. So yeah,
Damn.
that was my worst experience on a Friday night at Forbidden Power, but I've had good ones too. I've had good ones.
Yeah, for sure.
What else?
Then how did you introduce the others?
Um,
That is something I've never asked.
simply
I have never asked that.
simply JC culture. It was so close, and I was like, yo, I remember when I was a kid, I bought Magic cards. So I think actually that year I went to Comic-Con,
Okay.
and I met the owner
Alright.
of Forbidden Power.
We had met. It was like I think either end of January or beginning February. That's when
Us?
that's when I spoke to you.
that
Okay.
late in first year?
Yes.
That's
Yes.
no.
Yes.
Damn, that's actually
I
quite
remember.
late for us to start playing.
Uh-huh.
Damn,
I
second,
remember.
bro, second and third
remember.
semester were duds. We're just playing.
Exactly.
And then I went to Comic Con and I played. He gave me like these, starter pack decks.
Yes.
the ones
Yes.
and we played.
Which are shit.
And I think I won.
Okay.
And he told me, here, have this one, and then come and
Exactly.
like learn to play and whatever. And I was
Yeah,
like,
that's
huh.
how I actually learned.
I was like, huh, that's nice.
That's how
That's
I
fun.
learned. That's how I learned.
And then at JC, I saw it was super close, and that was it, bro.
That's it.
That was it.
Then
I
the
just started
wallet went down the drain.
playing, bro.
The
No,
wallet went
listen.
down the drain.
95, 98 euro stipend went
I think it was like 80 euro.
fucking terrible. No,
was
it was,
like
yeah, back then it was like 88
80
euro or
euro,
something.
yeah.
Now it's like 104 for me.
I don't get anymore.
You don't get stipend anymore?
No, masters you don't get.
No way. Shit. That's something to take note of, actually.
That's something you said.
That's
No,
something I
think-
need to take note of.
I think it's with prescribed courses though. Prescribed courses, I believe I get them.
I think mine's prescribed because it's MTL,
Aha, could be.
teaching and learning.
Yeah, but who gives a shit about the humanities?
No one gives a fuck.
I study history.
Yeah, useless course.
Totally.
Useless course, especially now. I'm being totally sarcastic.
Yeah, I know.
It's very important right now.
No,
Anyway,
you know what's happening right now?
You know what's happening right now?
You know what's happening?
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I think, like I bought so many cards and I made like a bunch of different decks.
Yes, yeah.
Then I was like, hey, Sean, you want to play?
Uh-huh. And then the twins.
And then the
joined.
twins joined and played.
Yeah, yeah.
And there was David as well, who was like, I was teaching him how to play.
David.
He was in my bio class. He bought a structure deck.
Oh,
The
okay,
set decks.
okay, the set decks,
Yeah.
yeah.
And we just started playing.
Alright.
And then
I think it was, but I
then we
believe-
had tournaments like at
Aha,
school.
that. I believe it was like, though, I think when I had seen you play it, I think it must have been the first time you were playing it. I don't know.
It might have been actually.
Because
I
like,
had been
because-
I had been collecting them for a while before I actually said, let me get decks and play
As
like
that.
with the boys.
As that. And the
Yeah.
thing is as well, that's how sort of we had seen each other already beforehand, because you hanged out in study area and I hanged out in study area
Yeah.
already before. So obviously, naturally, when my lecture was finished, I went straight there.
Yeah.
And then when I went in and I saw you playing, obviously I noticed straight away.
That I was playing blue.
Yeah.
I was playing a really disgusting mill deck.
Oh, it was a mill deck.
It was
yeah,
the,
now-
it was
yeah,
the
come
worst
to
kind of
think
blue.
it.
Mill means like
So you said how a deck has.
You explain,
Okay,
I
let's say.
forgot how to
Okay, we
explain
said in the format of Commander, so to speak, we have 100 cards.
yeah.
And when you say that my deck is a mill deck, what the deck is supposed to do, mill is basically grabbing your opponent's deck or yourself. It's possible.
Yes.
To grab your opponent's deck and basically put it in the graveyard or even in exile, depends what it is. And what that means is you have no more cards in your library, okay? And you have no more cards to draw. And what happens is that at the start of every turn, I'm saying this in a complete nutshell, at the start of every turn, each player draws a card. But if your deck is completely milled out, and you
you
go
can't draw a
and you
card.
go draw a card, and there's no cards, you lose the game.
Yeah.
So that's the point
That's
of
the point
his
of
deck.
a mill deck to
Uh-huh.
make you like lose all your cards. To
Exactly.
the point where you go to draw one, you can't
Exactly.
draw one.
They are really shit decks.
Really shit decks. Really bad
shit
decks. Really bad.
Really bad decks.
And then
Sometimes.
oh no, I mean, I had a Tesseract. Tezzeret.
Tezzeret, the
Tezzeret
Planeswalker,
deck.
yeah.
Yeah, the Planeswalker.
I remember you
He was
showing
cool.
it to me. I remember you
And
showing
then
it
I
to me.
was hell bent on making a Joda deck. The Commander one. It's still a work in progress.
Yeah, really?
Yes, it's beautiful now.
I believe Sean has one, but he
Yes,
doesn't
I
play
know.
it anymore. But now there's a new Joda.
Oh, I saw.
There's a new Joda now, which is basically Cascade. You know Cascade? You remember what Cascade is?
I don't remember.
So
Cascade.
whenever you cast a card that has Cascade, let's say it costs 4, you reveal the top card of your library until you find a card that you can cast, which is 4, which
Or
is
less.
3 or less. 3 or less.
Oh,
Because it costs 4, so 3 or less.
okay.
All right, and then if you keep flipping and flipping. So this time, this new commander is that you just cascade cards which are legendary only. So when you, let's say you cast a legendary spell, and it costs 4, you keep building until you find another legendary spell that costs 3 or less.
Complicated.
Yeah.
You
But
started
there's
to
more.
lose me.
There's more as
Oh
well.
god, of course there's more.
There's more as well. What the commander does as well is that all your creatures get +1/+1 for each legendary creature you have on the battlefield.
Oh
too,
wow,
as well.
that sounds good.
Yeah, so you can have like 4 legendary.
What are his
creatures.
colors?
Urberg, so all colors.
All of them. Okay,
All
so
colors.
still
All colors.
okay.
I believe it's all. I believe it's Urberg.
Because even my Joe does all colors.
I believe it's all colors.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then after
So
that period of us playing at JC, I took a few years not playing on and off.
I remember
looking at
sometimes still
videos.
going to your house and then we played
Yeah,
together.
sometimes. Yeah, you came over a few times and we played.
We
That
played
was
as
fun.
well. That was fun. I remember
And
at the point when we thought I just go to your room and we just play Battlefront.
yeah,
It was so fun.
bro,
I loved it so
we had
much.
good times. We did have good times. And then
then COVID hit.
COVID. Yeah, I mean
That's the
COVID.
thing, that's the thing.
I don't. That year I wasn't even playing though.
I think that's the problem that happened, like COVID hit, and then everything just, everything went to shut down,
Yeah.
Like
Were you guys playing online?
Magic?
Yeah.
No, technically, but we started playing Magic online, like with our commander cards, so to speak, about maybe a year or two ago. There's a website, legit dedicated to it.
To playing your deck. online.
So you legit have a camera on your
that's cool.
table and you just play, and you
like
play
that.
with 3 other randoms.
Oh yeah, I'd play like that for sure.
Yeah, and then when my friends and I go on, we mainly just tell the other person out because
You bitch.
Yeah, well, yeah. I'm pretty sure if you're with your friends, you do the same. You do the same. But it's actually quite a cool experience. I rate it.
When I went to
I believe it was
Scotland-
made actually in COVID. Actually,
Yeah, probably. When I went to Scotland, I met this guy who was like organizing tournaments like this. So you could like play your deck online. And then I was like, damn, I wish I got my deck. Because I didn't get my deck.
You still have it?
Yeah, of course I have it.
It's all sleeved up still.
Oh yeah. It's like got nice sleeves now.
It's gonna need an update because I remember just killing it.
I updated it in like November.
Oh really?
Well, I got cards in November from the Transformers one. The Transformers set.
Yeah.
And like I updated.
The promo
I put in
ones.
it. Yeah. I spent so much money.
No, those are when you're telling me
I
that-
got no, but
you're telling
it was
me the
worth it. It
Transformers
was worth it
set.
because I got Optimus Prime, I got Megatron,
and you put them in the deck.
I got RC.
Which one are you using? The Joda one?
Joda, yeah, Joda.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't think I put like.
Uh,
I don't think I put
What's the name of her?
the good.
The Abzan one that you had. The chick on the chariot.
Oh, what's her name? I forgot now.
Starts with an A, I believe. Starts with an A. I know it starts with an A.
I totally forgot.
I remember it though. That's the deck they used to play more.
But yeah, then I was. The thing is, bro, in Scotland, I was so bored
Really?
and so.
You studied well though.
Huh?
You studied well though.
No.
Staying at school, kids.
I'll be honest, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Really?
No. I only
enjoyed the experience though.
No. I mean, the university was amazing.
Oh, okay.
University was amazing, and like I met good friends. Like I made
good,
friends.
good.
I had fun, but the contrast in
You-
scenario and
Uh-huh.
lifestyle and stuff was like big to me because when I arrived, it was September. October was like
It's getting fucking chilly.
no. The thing is, I think September when I arrived, the track was still closed because there was the Davis Cup going on
Okay.
of tennis,
Okay.
and they were using the track, and I rented an apartment right next to the track so I could train.
Alright.
And for all of September, I couldn't train,
That's true.
and I was really bored and like really
We don't know what the fuck is
trying
going
to
on.
find things to do,
Uh-huh.
and I was fine. Then October started because in October they started lectures.
Uh-huh.
And October started, and I was like going to lectures, and it was like a 40-minute walk
Okay.
from my apartment to uni. So I had a nice walk every morning. But when I would leave, which is like 4 p.m. On the way back, there was like Champions League.
Alright. Football.
And the culture of like the UK is like
Is-
totally based around the pubs and football.
Yes.
So I'm leaving at like 4, and the games start at 6:30 and at 9, and 4:30 the pubs are already full. Full. No one in the streets. Nobody. And I'm seeing dads go with their kids to the pub to go watch like
The football. Yeah.
to watch the football.
The football.
And it was so weird to me how like
Yeah, you were in a different
their
culture,
only
you know?
their only lifestyle is drink and football, and it was like just weird. But
Definitely, we do the same thing here in Malta. It's just
I mean, yeah,
it depends what type of family you then actually get grown up into. You know.
but
What I mean?
it's also not. It's not the only thing we have though. We have beaches,
Yes.
you know, and we actually have fun things to do like in the island and stuff. But there,
Over there it's just cold, so we see inside.
because I was in Glasgow,
Yeah,
and Glasgow.
I still love Scotland though.
The only thing in Glasgow is the city, universities, malls, and whatever. On the outskirts, there's like not much to do.
Alright.
Nothing
Because
really.
just the agriculture.
Just
the nature.
yeah, nature. I mean, there's nature parks and whatever, but there's nothing really interesting going on other than the city.
Alright.
And this was during the housing crisis as well.
As well.
So like there were a lot of students on the street,
Mud off.
like camping out, waiting for houses to like be available and stuff.
That's
I remember during one of my exams there was a whole like protest and stuff outside of the
Oh my god.
outside of the faculty. Someone pulled the fire alarm. That was crazy.
Damn.
It was actually crazy.
You join like
Yeah, and
you're a statue.
we have to explain that.
We should explain that.
And yeah, I got so bored that I picked up on comics. I bought so many comics.
Really?
I bought comics about Dark Souls and
That's okay.
and Bloodborne.
Okay.
And I bought a comic called The Last Ronin. It's of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's so good. It's really good. It's really interesting. It's like a dark Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle story.
Okay.
And like magic.
Alright.
And I was just
Playing
unpacking cards and like
reminiscing.
Just to like do something interesting
Alright.
other than training and stuff.
Then you probably just open your laptop and be like, how much does this cost?
Exactly. Seeing if I actually made some money back. I never made any money back. But yeah, it's because I was like really scared.
Was there a good magic community there though?
Yeah, apparently.
You
Yes, I
did.
went to this.
I think in
No, there were-
Scotland they have a
There
lot
were
of
like so many
game
clubs.
stores.
Oh, and I got into Gundam as well. Yeah, bro.
Gundam's school.
Dude, I made mistakes.
I made mistakes.
I made a lot of mistakes.
Your room
I
right
just
now
I
is
got
just full.
into everything that was worthless. Magic and Gundam. No, bad.
Damn.
Bad. And I forgot what I was gonna say.
You just bought Gundam now.
Yeah, I just got bundled. Yeah. And then I was going crazy about it, and I was like, "Yo, let me get this from Italy. Yo, that's cool. Let me build that." And then I lost it. I have 5. I built those 5, and like I'm good.
Okay, Bazet.
Yeah, and then Fed got me like the model planes, and I got really into those. I really like painting them.
Those are cool.
Those are cool. Those are nice.
Those are
but takes time, man.
Yeah, so
and I'm a perfectionist when it comes to if I paint something, I don't want to paint it wrong.
I tell you to like go into Warhammer, but that's like another addiction you should never
Yo,
go into.
A friend of ours, Matteo Schwirep, he's crazy about Warhammer right now.
Really? He's
Yes.
crazy about
He's
Warhammer.
crazy about Warhammer. It's an issue. Stop,
Yeah.
please.
Great
But yeah,
game. But stop.
we're gonna come on the podcast and talk about it as well, like war games and stuff.
Yeah, that's cool. Warhammer. Which Warhammer? The normal one or the 40k?
40k.
40k. Okay.
I don't know the difference, but
I believe in the 40k one's set in the future,
oh yeah,
and then
Yes, I think so.
the Warhammer one is set in like I don't understand, but like it's like medieval time to
yeah,
me.
exactly.
You know. But obviously there's like the Total War games that I've only played
Yes,
the
I like
one. I've only played the one the first Warhammer
Yes.
Total War, and I quite enjoyed it as well. Actually loved playing Empire.
I saw some gameplay from the new one. It looks super cool.
Yeah, it looks great.
If only I had a PS5.
Sad.
Feels like the only good games you can play now are if you have a PS5.
That's odd.
Yeah.
It's true.
Don't lie. You just play Xbox.
Yeah.
What do you know?
Yeah, but I'm a bit of a PC master race guy,
Good.
so
Good.
So that's how I am.
I got stuck with League
Bro.
on the PC.
Bro.
That's like the.
Bro, you fell, bro.
That's crazy.
You
Come on,
fell,
man.
bro. Well, to be fair, I fell as well. I play Valorant now.
Oh, that's so much worse.
Bro, no, fuck no.
That is so much worse. It is so much worse than League.
League is worse, bro.
No, but there's too many characters now anyway.
Yeah,
there's like-
League has too many characters.
There's like 120 something characters or something now.
yeah.
No,
yeah.
it's crazy.
No, Valorant's cool. But we're in the same boat because it's both Riot. So,
It's true.
uh-huh.
Riot games suck.
Yeah.
Please sponsor me.
Stop taking my money,
Stop taking.
but
my
also
money.
take my money.
But I mean,
make good
at
skins.
least they're not pay to win.
That's good. You know
least they're
about
not paid
them.
to
That's
win.
good about them.
Yeah.
That's good about them. You know,
Unlike
the
Diablo.
yeah, there's a lot.
Diablo Mobile.
Ugh.
Terrible.
Ugh. Start shitting on games, huh?
But yeah, I was happy to come back home after Scotland.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you missed that.
I remember
one.
December. December was difficult, bro.
Really?
Yes, it was so difficult.
Probably like assignment season.
Our change, and
Probably like by 1 o'clock it's fucking nighttime,
sunrise was at like 9:30,
and then it goes to
and
nighttime.
then it's like 4. 4 it's dark.
By four.
4 it's like sunset. 4:30 pitch black.
Oh my god.
That was really difficult.
That happens here as well in Malta. And then when we
At
swap
4:30 it's black. Pitch black.
at the start.
As
yes.
if.
Yes.
As if.
Yes. No. Sometimes I get depressed about it, bro. So annoying.
No,
Yes.
I don't believe that.
I believe it.
I'm remembering wrong clearly. I'm remembering wrong.
I would think in Scotland it would like turn dark at like 1 o'clock.
By the time I left, it was 10 December. By the end of the month,
January.
January, it was like getting dark at 3, half 2.
You
know, it was getting significantly worse.
Yeah. That's what happened, yeah.
Yeah, and then the day I left, it was the first time it had snowed in a really long time. It was like minus 12.
How was the cold with you? Like, well, you got used to it?
No, I'm good with the cold.
You good?
I don't mind the cold.
No, I got cold.
You get cold?
I got cold here.
You get cold here?
I get cold
No,
here,
no, no.
bro.
I'll be honest. It's colder here.
Yeah, because of the
Yes.
humidity.
Which is like, I feel like I'm a grandpa saying it, but it's
That's
true.
that. It's true.
But it's true.
It's true.
Like, I prefer being in Glasgow's like minus 10, minus 5 than Malta's like 10. Malta's 5.
Yeah.
It's way worse. It's way worse here.
It's terrible. I get to my car, I'm like,
Oh, very true.
my legs
true,
are like,
it's true. It's true. In rainy season, Malta,
yes,
bro, when you get
that,
in the car
is
and it's
that.
nice and toasty.
Is that?
Oh, yes.
But then yeah.
Let's explain the. Are you sexy, bro?
Okay. So this was a joke.
This is a
A
really
really funny joke.
hilarious inside joke.
Hilarious joke.
It was so funny.
Inside joke that Luca and I always had.
There's this video. There's a YouTuber called Trevor Wallace,
Yeah, that's his name.
and now he's like a short form content, like
Yeah, like the
reels and whatever,
TikTok, I guess.
you know. But back then, like 2018, he was making the best videos, bro. Like there was this one, the one we're talking about was is that a statue, bro?
Yep.
And then there was Kyle, if your name is Kyle.
So do you just drink all
and
Monsters
yeah,
and
drinking
shit,
Monster and stuff. There were a bunch of them. But like whenever me and Cole would see each other, we'd go.
We just like imagine like
It
down.
just went off.
Well, it just went off. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
it smells nice.
We got the air freshener.
Make smell good.
Yeah. Because got these grippers out. That's why.
We would see each other from across the
Yeah,
room,
across the corridor.
across the core, everything.
Yeah. Like it's also like sometimes it's like rush hour in.
Oh,
in
yeah.
DC.
Yeah,
And,
well, everyone's rushing to classes. We just
and-
stop. You statue, bro?
You just shut. You
statue,
statue, bro?
We got beef, bro.
You got a statue?
We got beef, dude.
Yeah.
That was
You got
really funny.
beef?
We got beef.
And then I say, "No, I have a lecture."
All right, I love you.
Love you too, man.
Take care, bro.
Yeah.
Study hard. Skip school. Peace out.
Peace out.
Live long and prosper, bro.
No.
Why?
I'm not a Star Trek fan.
Come on, it's Spock.
I know it's
like
Spock.
the nicest thing to say to
Yeah,
someone.
but I'm a
Live long
Star
and-
Wars fan, so I can't do that.
Alright, whatever.
Can't do that.
Um,
I'd be betraying my kind.
but yeah,
And my
like
kind are
YouTube
nice.
sucks now.
YouTube.
Instagram sucks now.
Well, yeah. Well, the thing is, I blame us.
Oh yeah.
But then I also blame like TikTok and Reels,
Yes.
etc.
I think
because
TikTok
because
TikTok is the pioneer for
because
like
what do you mean
all this
that,
like short form
what do
content
you mean that
shit.
I have to watch a TikTok video or a reel, okay?
Yeah.
And it's cut in half, all right? And at the top is a movie or a
Yes,
film,
dude.
and then at the bottom is like Subway Surfer.
Exactly.
And I'm watching Subway Surfer. Okay, I'm not watching the
I have to be
episode.
honest. I have to be honest. I was scrolling on my reels, as you do,
Yeah.
and I came across this one reel, and he's like on a date, and he's talking to his girlfriend, and then at the point he goes, "Oh, you're not paying attention to me," and he pulls out the laptop,
Oh my god!
and he puts Subway Surfers, and I was like, "No way, I have a problem.
I've seen this.
I have a straight
Uh-huh.
problem." I was ready to like delete Instagram
I've
that
seen
moment.
this. Actually,
Like it made me realize how like addictive and like effective these types of like stimulant videos
Okay.
are. Like they're just so bad for you.
yeah, and actually, coincidentally as well, once we were out at our friend's house. We had a party.
Yeah.
You good, bro? We were out at our friend's house, having a party, and you know so house,
Yeah.
and then our other friend, you also know Alice,
Yeah, Ale, yeah.
and we sat down, we're having a party, etc. Then all our friends are there, etc. And we all just start smoking.
Yeah. Smoking the good stuff.
Smoking good stuff. And we just lay down. We lay down. At a point, like my other friend as well, we were like four of us that took. We laid down on the couch, and I'm trying to explain something to my other friend who's also getting high as balls.
Nice.
And he was out of it. He wasn't getting into it. And my friend and he pulls up Subway Surfer. I pull up piano.
No way.
I pull up piano tiles, and I'm just showing him, and we're just like this
Explaining to
and
him.
we're explaining something to. I forgot what the fuck the conversation
Oh yeah,
was
dude.
about.
Yeah, totally. For
And
sure.
the thing is, he was watching it, and he was then paying attention, but then after a minute, he's like, "Guys, I am so sorry." He gets up and throws up on the floor.
Oh my god, bro.
Yes.
My man goes.
He was like, he was like, I got too stimulated by you guys.
No
And
way.
and it got to his head. Like,
I mean, probably yeah.
Yeah.
He's probably seeing like God
Azad.
and Subway Surfers
Bro, he's
and
saying
Piano
Subway
Time.
Surfer and Piano Tiles at the same
And
time.
Jesus.
Yeah, we're going
No,
at
terrible.
it. Yeah.
Terrible.
But that's the thing though. Like, how the fuck how's our attention span gotten so?
Oh
shit?
no, it's gotten really
so
bad.
so shit,
Really bad.
So
And
shit.
I blame the Chinese
Duh.
and TikTok
And
And-
the lizard man
and
Mark
Sleepy
Zu-
Joe.
Mark-
And Sleepy Joe.
I bet he doesn't even know what TikTok is.
Yeah.
But his administration is doing
Oh
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's what's
Terrible.
happening.
I feel like we're a doomed generation at this point.
To Chaito.
Doomed for sure.
We're so doomed.
Doomed to Kingdom Come.
If we ever get drafted into the military, we'll be like, what the fuck do we do?
I mean.
How do I reload this thing?
Exactly.
I have a grenade. Pull the pin to throw it. Now what?
What do I do next? Yeah.
But that's how we are. But TikTok and Reels, even the YouTube Shorts right now.
Yes, bro.
They're taking over.
Too
the
much,
stuff.
too much. It's all short form content. No one can like watch a
Exact.
video for more than
Exact.
like
do you
15
even
minutes.
watch TikTok?
No, I don't have TikTok.
You
but
don't
I-
have TikTok.
No, but I have Instagram Reels and
Okay.
YouTube Shorts, so it's basically the same
You know
thing.
what's really funny, because then I have TikTok, and then like the TikTokers, like sometimes they shit on the Instagram Reels
Of course they do.
because you guys get what's trending on TikTok like a month later. Ever
That's-
know? Yeah, it's
No, I
so
never-
true.
Never thought about
It's
that.
so true because sometimes like I go to Instagram Reels
Yeah.
and it's some like old trend like
Really?
yeah you like I remember last year seeing it, you know.
That
you
doesn't
remem-
even make sense. Like, why?
That's it's just how it is. Like I remember, you remember last year there was the meme trend of the of what's his name? Shit. There's the one that they walk past each other, and they're like, what were you walking, bruh?
No.
And
Excuse me, bro.
excuse me, bruh.
You're
excused.
excused.
That
I'm
one.
not your bro.
Yeah, and then I saw, and that
You see, this is an addiction.
That's right.
It's a sickness.
was that, and it like started in December, and then like in January it sort of died a bit.
And it got to Instagram.
And then I went to Instagram on February and I saw it. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, isn't this so old, bro?
What?
Oh, so old. It's
So
so
Instagram
old.
is just
So
outdated
then I
by like 2
stopped.
months.
So then I stopped and went back to TikTok. It was like, and sometimes it happens to me. I
That's
go
ridiculous.
to Instagram Reels and I'm like, I've already seen this. So I just go back to TikTok.
That's so bad.
Yeah, you're living on the rock.
On the rocks.
Exactly.
Amazing.
Love this island.
Yeah. You like the logo of our? Of
I
the
loved
pods?
it. It's quite nice. It's quite cool.
It's ice cubes,
Uh-huh.
and they're
On the rocks.
no shaped as Malta.
Is that?
Yeah, the rocks. Speaking of Malta,
Uh-huh.
let's start talking about history.
Alright.
Malta is probably the coolest history in the world, bro. Easily.
Nah.
Easily, yes.
I agree. It's quite listen, like Maltese history is quite fascinating in certain periods. After a while it gets really repetitive, actually.
True.
Because
We just get colonized by everyone.
yes, but
then-
every
And then we
chap-
get given to the French.
but then
there's an
every
uprising.
then every chapter is quite different
Yeah.
to it, you know.
Yes.
It has its own flavor.
Yes.
But no, but Maltese history I quite enjoy it though. I
Yeah.
enjoy it quite a lot.
I really got into it recently.
What bit you got into?
1565 Great Siege.
The Great Siege of Malta, yeah.
I bought a book
Uh-huh.
called The Siege of Malta 1565 by, I forgot the name of the author, but it's translated by Earl Bradford.
Ernest Bradford.
Ernest Bradford, exactly.
Yes, I have his book.
That book.
Is the author Henry Frendo?
No.
No.
The author is it's the only first-hand account of the Great Siege,
Okay. No, I've seen the book.
and it was written by a Spaniard who was in Malta during the siege.
Okay.
And it's like the first-hand
he's-
account of
yeah.
everything
Yeah, he's accounting
that
what's
happened.
happening.
Exactly, and it was translated by Ernest Bradford.
Yeah. All right.
And bro,
That one is books. It's quite interesting.
it was the most interesting book I've ever read.
Mm-hmm.
It was. He had logs for every
yeah.
day from August and September, and
Where was he stationed? You know where he was stationed? I don't think it was.
he wasn't in Saint Elmo.
Yeah, for sure.
No,
or else
he
he'd
wasn't
be
in
dead.
Saint Elmo.
Or else he'd be dead.
I'm not sure. Yo, he has water. What's wrong?
It's not water, bro.
What's piss?
Good. What do you mean?
I'll give you some. I'll give you
Okay. What's wrong? Why are you quiet?
Why are you stopping the podcast for, bro?
You're just interesting, bro.
He's got water, but it's not water.
No, but he wasn't stationed at Saint Elmo.
Nah, Kiko, or else he'd be
no,
dead.
he'd be dead.
Yeah, he'd be dead.
And yeah. Get us the other beers. You finished your beer?
Yeah.
You want another beer?
What's
Duh.
the magic word?
Huh?
What's the magic word?
Please.
I was gonna say abracadabra, but okay.
2, yeah.
Yes, please. No, but the Great Siege is quite interesting, you know.
Yeah.
And probably actually like the most important event
Yes,
in Maltese
in-
history.
yes,
Like arguably.
and the
Yeah,
history
you
of-
have other things that you
and
can argue,
maybe
but-
even the history of the Christian world.
Yes, of course. You could argue that
could
as
argue
well.
that.
But sadly that goes over the top of many people's heads.
Yes,
Which is sad because you need to think about it as well in the wider context because the Ottoman Empire at the time under Suleiman the Magnificent.
Bro, you good?
Yeah. Sorry.
You got gravel, bro.
I got gravel. Under Suleiman the Magnificent, you know, he was like
The
really
Magnificent.
he was really expanding his empire.
Yeah.
You know, he was already at the gates of Vienna, already besieging that, expanding more into Yugoslavia, that are the Balkan regions.
Yeah, Balkans.
Even North Africa as well, so to speak. Even just he was quite
He already
a
had
really
North
big
Africa.
all rounder. Huh?
Yeah, he already took
He already owned a big large part of it. But then he was like already making friends with the Barbar pirates as well. Just the fact because they're already Muslim, you know, they're already like becoming already good friends. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers. I mean, yeah,
And
he was
you know-
ready to push into the rest of Europe.
exactly, because you know when you take Malta and the Order of Saint John, what it was, the purpose of the Order of Saint John, it had, you could argue, in a nutshell, you could say it had like two purposes. So, and the point of the Order of Saint John was one, to be to nurse all the pilgrims, you know,
Hospitaliers.
because they're called hospitaliers, and that's where the word hospital came from,
Yep.
etc. So they were to take care of the sick
Yeah.
on the way to the Holy Land. And the second was to protect the faith from infidels, etc. And what infidel was basically Muslims,
Yeah.
you know, in the end. Those were the main threat. And obviously they were already casted out from the Holy Land back in the medieval period. Moved up a
To
bit.
Rhodes.
They
Isn't that the
still a
story?
bit. They were a bit. You're going too fast, mister.
Going too fast, my bad.
They moved a bit more up. At the point they were in Antioch. Then they went to Cyprus.
Uh-huh.
From Cyprus,
yes,
then they
sir.
went to Rhodes.
Then they went to
Yeah, then they went to Rhodes. They spent in Rhodes in the longest time. Actually, they didn't spend. They spent about 300 years in Rhodes.
Rhodes.
In Rhodes, and then they were kicked out by Suleiman the Magnificent
Exactly,
in 1522.
I see.
That date.
How many years after Rhodes were they in Malta, or straight away? Not straight away.
No, so they took 7 years.
Okay.
The Order of Saint John arrived in Malta in 1530.
Mm-hmm.
The siege of Rhodes was in 1522 because then when when they lost, Suleiman the Magnificent was like, or I believe even the captain, but I believe it was Suleiman the Magnificent. It was like, you guys fought so well, and I respect you highly, that I will let you live, okay, but by the end of the year, you need to leave.
Wow. That's
So
very,
they left in 1523.
That's very diplomatic.
They were quite nice because they fought so well.
Wow.
Because they fought so well, they let them live, and then they spent about 7 years out at sea.
Yeah, exactly.
Technically.
They were pirating as well.
Yeah, that's normally. That's normal of them. That's normal of them, probably. You know, going bing bong, and they were trying to find like another place where they could stay.
Yeah.
Obviously, like the main intention was actually taking back Rhodes as well. Like, because, you know, Rhodes was so perfect for them. They spent 300 years there.
Yes.
They
I mean,
built so much.
everything
They built
there.
so much, you know, there. And they had Malta. They already thought Malta was an idea as well. Like there's like documentation, etc. Like, oh, we know what Malta is. You know, it's possible. But
I see.
like then they had then King Emperor Charles V of the Holy Roman Empire
Yeah.
and King of Spain
King
and
of
King
Spain.
of the Habsburgs and a lot of shit. Was like, listen, I can give you Malta. And so the order was like, okay, let's send like some knights to go check it out.
Check it out, yeah.
And they were like, okay, we arrived,
And it's a piece of shit.
and it's quite shitty. There's
Yeah, it's a
like,
piece of shit.
there's like one castle which is really old. There's the other castle by the sea, which is Fort Saint Angelo.
Uh-huh.
But you know how Fort Saint Angelo is, at like it has the round walls, and then at the top,
Oh, yeah.
that's where the old medieval castle was,
Okay.
the Castellania, they called it, and it was called the Castello del Mare, the castle by the sea.
Yeah.
And but they were like, so the rock is so there's barely much to work with. There's no resources, etc.
Yeah.
The only thing that's good for it is that it has really good natural harbors. and the Order of Saint John living in Cyprus and even
Exactly.
living in
They're
in Rhodes mainly.
bound by the ocean.
They
The
they
sea.
just turned out to be just a seafaring nation,
Yeah.
so to speak, a seafaring order. So Malta was not the perfect place, but
their best option.
But their best option.
For their
And then
for their
Exat,
naval,
for Exat. And you know they arrived.
naval purposes.
Exat, and they arrived here in 1530, and they were like, okay, let's try and prepare to actually take back Rhodes. You know, and you know they prepared a bit, went back to start, what's it called, corsairing, which is legal pirating.
Exactly,
technically.
legal pirating.
Legal
There you go.
pirating. But the Order of Saint John, you know, being an order technically, not a state, just an order, like a body of government, you know, so everyone could understand. And you know, they already just, even when they settled, they already started attacking Ottoman ships. Even though,
Yeah, they were looting ships.
even though Suleiman, when when they surrendered to him, they were like, just don't attack us anymore, you know.
Yeah.
Well, like a year later, they were like,
No.
fuck you, you know. And
Exactly. Yeah, I saw that in a video. Where,
they just
where they were just like,
yeah,
we're
he
gonna
didn't.
blow up
He,
your ships,
yeah,
take
no,
your
he
stuff.
didn't. He didn't keep their word because it's a part of their
Yeah.
the principle on what they have to do. You know what I mean? You know, so
Who
yeah, the Order of Saint John. You know, they have to fight the infidel.
I see.
So to
Oh yeah, obviously to maintain the faith.
That's and maintain the faith. And you know, it got to a point that they got so annoying again
That
that
he was like,
that
I will
Suleiman was like, oh my
exterminate
fucking
you.
god, I want to kill these guys. So they
So
sent.
you could say that if the Knight of Saint John weren't annoying pricks, they wouldn't even have tried to conquer Malta, and they eventually wouldn't have gone to the rest of Europe, or probably they would have won Vienna, pushed through Vienna, and pulled through from the east.
No, I think Vienna has nothing to do with it.
Didn't you say they were in the battlefront of Vienna?
Yes, but I think Malta and the Order of Saint John had nothing to do with that. And then
No, but in the sense like if they didn't annoy.
oh
Suleiman
no,
the Magnificent.
fuck no. The land was so much better to keep on going and to attack
Exactly.
the biggest empire in Europe at the time, the HIRE and the Austrian Empire. To be at the gates of Vienna was quite big, you know. Even you could argue you just said how like the Great Siege of 1565 could have meant like Muslim invasion
Yes,
into Europe.
into Europe.
But you know Vienna was much bigger, you know.
I see.
The Great Siege of 1565, if it was lost, you could argue, and then could go into Sicily and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
into
yeah.
Italy and
Yeah.
into the heart of where Catholicism
Rome.
is, exactly, into Rome, you know. Nonetheless, Suleiman sent Dragut, not a pirate, and I don't think he was an admiral, but he was more like a captain, so to speak.
Yeah, but a very highly regarded.
Very, very highly regarded. And he actually sent him like, hey, can you take Malta whilst you're at it if you're possible? In 1551.
I
I'm
see.
talking 1551. And he arrived. He was thinking that's going to be a complete desolate. Like the Order of St. John has only spent like 20 years here.
Exactly.
You know, you think it's not going to be that great. But no, the Order of St. John had already started preparing stuff, you know? Like, like how you just said, like maybe if they just left them be, maybe they wouldn't, maybe the Ottomans wouldn't do anything to Malta.
Yeah.
But, you know, the fact that they started annoying them, they already started, you know, bolstering. Like, how I said, like the Castello del Mare was already being turned into Fort Saint Angelo, and Isla Sanglia was already starting to be built as well into a new city. You know, Malta was already starting to boom a bit. You know, with the Order of Saint John coming in. Like actually, a lot of Maltese people were quite afraid. You know, because they know what the Order of Saint John does. They know what the principles on what they do, but they also knew that the Order of Saint John brings in a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
A lot of fucking money.
Exactly.
What I say to tourists when they come to work is that how you become a knight in the medieval period, in the Renaissance, etc. Is in technically one way, that I like to say. And a noble family, okay, has children, all right. The first child If it's a boy, well, it has to be boys. Duh.
Exactly.
If it's a boy, it's gonna be the heir to the family to continue the whatever the fuck they're doing.
The lineage.
The second child, oh, you have a second child? Okay, send it to be a priest.
Oh.
Okay, and this is just a bit of a stereotype, you know what I mean? But like sort of like an equation. Send it to be a priest to then become like a bishop, etc. Because it's a high-ranking noble.
Yes.
Then the third one, if you end up having a third child, fuck, I didn't want this one. It's probably the most grumpiest and the most annoying one. And so I'm just gonna send you off to the order.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like La Valette was like that, the Grandmaster La Valette.
Yeah.
Like he was getting a lot of court cases against him. And that was like the final straw against him. So he was just sent off.
What was the final straw against him?
Uh,
This
sh-
court
uh,
case about his treatment of his
No,
children.
he was just so he was really rage inducing. He had a bad anger temperament. He used to beat people up. Yeah. So
Sounds Maltese.
yeah. And
Sounds like a
this
Frenchman.
this is technically
Sounds like a
this is-
regular Parisian.
This is technically what my friend told me, and even I was like, "Oh my god, seriously?"
Oh my God,
But like I already known that he had like a really bad rage temperament as well. So then his family were like fed up, and they just sent him off to the order.
I see. Matt, could you check the time on the phone?
55 minutes.
Okay, we go.
Real.
Alright, type. But yeah, after reading this this book, because when I was in school, obviously, you touch on
Oh, yeah.
certain things and not too much. But this book was interesting to me because it even discussed the whole influence of the Spaniards.
Yes.
And the
Well,
I wish I remember his name, the author, but he was a Spaniard in Malta under the Inquisition and so on. And he
Spain was like the biggest ally
Yeah.
to the Order of Saint John. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
and he was there not on military use, just as I guess a scout to what's going on
Okay.
in Soma. And he wrote his journals and published them in Spain. And everything that's written in this book was more or less the same that was published in Spain. And there's a part that I found interesting, where he was talking about the reinforcements from Spain
Yes. At the end in
And-
September, yeah.
and September, and how
And August, but
that
September.
there was some general in Spain who was scared to send reinforcements, and he sent.
I remember my first year of history. I used to actually
Yeah,
touch upon it.
he was actually in Malta, around the waters of Sicily
Yes.
and Malta,
Yes.
and saw that Malta was surrounded by the
Yes.
corsairs and
Yes. Yes.
the Turks,
Yes.
and was too scared to make
Yes.
land.
No.
And instead of arriving,
So
on,
asking like the Maltese asked for like the Maltese sort of knew that the Ottomans were coming.
yeah,
They were like even after 1551 when they came here and raided Malta, not sieged it, raided it.
yeah.
Raided it, and then they took the whole population of Gozo with them.
Sick, eh?
Yeah, they just left the
The goats.
the disabled ones,
Yeah.
and the children.
I see. Wow, that's not. Wow, that's not very.
That
nice.
that's the only two people that
Might as well
actually
take
left.
take everyone. Just take the kids.
Yeah, but take the ones.
This is not funny, bro.
It's so gonna be cut. Well, yeah, and so they knew they were coming one day.
Yeah.
And they already had the idea that Suleiman was creating a really big fleet back in Constantinople, and it's probably gonna be heading this way. So they had the idea in 1565 that they were coming, and so they prepared really well. Even after 1551, like Fort St. Elmo was built after 1551. With everything and all the defenses, etc., were quite prepared and then for it, you know. So they knew they were coming, and then when they did come, and like they were spotted and they were coming, etc., like messengers to Sicily and Spain, etc.
Yeah,
were
for-
sent like
For
straight away
reinforcements.
for
right away.
reinforcement. Like, bro, help us out.
Yeah,
You
of
know, we're
course.
sent quite
I
far.
mean, it's noted in history that the fleets were carrying like 50,000 people, 50,000
more.
soldiers, militants, even more.
More,
and Malta
more,
had
more.
maybe
There's like
maybe
There are
5,000.
some accounts. There are some accounts that the Ottoman armada was about like 200,000 people.
Jesus Christ,
Alright.
200,000. Really?
200,000, and Malta's population was already like maybe
50.
between 50 and 100,000.
Yeah, the population,
Uh-huh.
and there were around
About
5,000.
About 5,000 knights.
Wow.
No. Sometimes like
And we kicked their ass.
and
dude.
we kicked their fucking ass. We kicked their fucking ass. And Dragut, that bitch, he died. You know how he died? He got hit by a rock. A rock,
it's
bro.
true.
He got hit by a rock and died.
It's quite sad.
Well,
Quite a sad way
it
to
was
go.
actually, they say there's a lot of speculation how Dragut died in Malta, but in my opinion, the funniest way, in my opinion, how he died
Is getting hit by a rock.
no, he was, in my opinion, like the one that I've heard, and that I like to believe because there's a lot of theories, is that in Tinia Point, where there's a whole shopping mall,
Yeah.
you know where Secret Beach is?
Yes.
Okay, over there, there used to be the monster bombards, they used to say. Like, they're huge ass cannons, like even bigger than this fucking room. Imagine them like a really
The size of the cannons.
yeah, imagine them like a really huge ass dildo.
Love
All right, but like they're huge, and they used to fire these huge ass boulders, and there were some like stationed in Tinia, and then many of them, most of them, because you could see Fort Saint Elmo, and then most of them were then placed in Mount Siberas, nowadays Valletta.
Yeah.
And they say that at Tinia, the one of the bombards shot, and with the recoil, the rock started falling down, and he was like down below. Over here's the bombard, and then one of the rocks that with the recoil just hit him in the head.
Wow.
And he just collapsed.
Beautiful.
Some people say that you got hit by a rock whilst attacking Fort Saint Elmo, but
Some kid.
but
just,
mine is funnier.
Some kid
'Cause-
just went, hey.
Yeah, but mine is funnier because it's friendly fire.
Friendly fire, exactly.
Yeah. But you know, ever since
Which could be the case.
yeah, the actually
Which is more likely,
Dragut was so renowned.
Bless you, though.
Thank you. That was so renowned that when he arrived on the island for the siege, he didn't arrive straight away. The
Yeah, I know.
admirals that arrived, or the pashas, they're called. Mustafa Pasha.
Mustafa,
yes.
exactly,
Mustafa
yes.
Pasha. When they arrived, the Ottomans just straight up and started to attack Fort Saint Elmo.
Yeah.
And even started to besiege like Bormla and Birgu mainly. And when Dragut arrived, he was so mad at them because they were like, "What the fuck are you doing? The capital is in Mdina, and you're not attacking that.
Yeah.
The capital is Mdina." And they're like, "So we're there. Now we're there. We're going to attack that now." No, because the idea is when you take their capital, you just fucked. And thank God, because like Mdina was not to say like it wasn't protected, but
it wasn't as.
it was. I
ready for a
don't think it was as ready for a siege. Mdina held the cavalry.
Yeah.
Okay, it held the cavalry, and then what Mdina's purpose during the siege was like espionage. Like they sometimes used to go out and go to Marsa and poison their wells.
Oh,
and
yeah,
poison
yeah,
their
yeah,
food
yeah, yeah,
and
the
water,
water.
etc.
Yes.
That's what they used to do, and sometimes they used to actually come out and do cavalry charges like from the back. It was quite interesting.
There is some reference to this in the book.
Yes, they do that. They used to do it, because that's where over there used to be the main like cavalry stable as well.
Yeah, the stable.
And actually today you don't see it, but I could try to describe it for you. But when you're driving along Medina and you see the back of it,
Yeah.
so to speak, over there you can sort of make a part that behind it there's a makeshift stairwell and also stables down on the ground, but it's now all filled with vegetation.
Ah,
If
okay.
you but like
Yes.
if you like give an eye to it.
I think
You
we
can
might
actually-
have. I think we might once we.
There's
went-
like photos, etc.
Yeah.
You know, but like if you keep an eye on it, it looks like too artificial. But it's all vegetation now.
It's true.
Uh-huh.
I think we might have been in the area
Mm-hmm.
where it would have been the stables. I was working at ILS.
Yeah.
And we had this like outing to go to Mdina. And there was this area, but it was just like, you know, modernized and like
Like this bit that I'm saying is all
pasted.
like it's like abandoned vegetation.
okay.
shit.
No, then
It's
never mind,
abandoned
I'm
vegetation.
totally incorrect.
Oh yeah, it's fine.
But as I was saying in the book, then he talks about the Spanish general who was in charge of
Yes,
the
this
retreat,
admiral, yeah.
and he
I
doesn't.
believe he's the same one for Lepanto in 1571.
I mean,
I
I wouldn't
think
know. I wouldn't know
I
that
believe so.
that
Well,
far.
Because I know, I remember my professor like talking highly about this guy,
This guy,
about this admiral,
Spanish
the
general?
Spanish general, the
Well,
Spanish admiral.
the author
Mm-hmm.
speaks highly of him. Well, doesn't speak highly of him, but he speaks of him in a way to pay respects.
Exact.
But during what I excuse me.
Bless you.
What I like a lot about this book is it's a full translation, but it's also providing context. So when he does talk about on the 11th September when the reinforcements did arrive,
Completely. Yeah.
he also puts into context that the author, the original author of the book, failed to mention that the Spanish already knew that the Turks were there, saw them invading Malta,
Yep.
stayed around Sicily before they saw an opportunity to arrive from the north.
Exact.
And it was like 10 days too
Yeah.
late
Uh-huh.
to come and like protect Saint Elmo.
Yeah.
And he suggests that this is maybe why they lost Saint Elmo.
Honestly.
And he says like that this guy probably failed to mention it because he was going to publish it in Spain and didn't want to get, you know, like beheaded for you know, media.
Censorship.
Media censorship.
Censorship back then
Hasn't
was
changed.
terrible.
Hasn't changed.
No,
Cancel
no,
culture.
that's worse. That's worse though.
Oh,
that was so much worse.
Cancel culture is pretty bad, bro.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's pretty bad.
Well, to be fair, the cancel culture back then was, I think, still
Yeah,
worse.
death.
You would die.
Yeah.
You would die.
But now you just get looked at like, ew.
I don't know you.
I don't know you, Dad.
I don't know you.
Matt, can you?
Mxin billi ma kull fjom.
You're right.
You join this convo?
It's you. Sometimes we refer to him. He's a good.
Eżatt, imma ħjar like, 'cause like I'm off screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they can't hear me, then you're just...
Exact.
True.
Exact.
Next time I'll get the mic for so you're like Jamie.
Sure, actually talking to
Yeah, you
Yeah, we
can.
just have you like.
me.
No! No!
Micro moaning the whole way.
No! So what do you think about the Great Siege of 1565? Oh yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it.
Beautiful. Oh.
Did you see it? It's sprayed?
Yeah, it's spread.
That's
very cool.
That was
So
me
cool,
last
bro.
night.
What?
Huh?
Huh? Dude, what are you talking?
It's sprayed.
Huh? How far does it spray?
Yeah.
But when I was reading it, the first thing that came to my mind was, bro, why wasn't I introduced this book in secondary school?
Because
Why wasn't I like,
I could give you two answers.
okay, give me two answers.
You want both of them?
Yes, give me two
Okay.
answers. Both of them.
All right.
Be loud, be loud, be loud.
Basically, okay. So, in secondary school, what they give you, because you're still technically, in my opinion, a child, even though you're a teenager.
Yes.
All right. The point of secondary school and primary school is to indoctrinate you.
Oh,
Okay. And to make you understand what happened in Maltese history, at least.
yes.
To have a general idea.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
And the point of not telling you about this book is because they want to give you a narrative on what happened on the Great Siege. All right. Malta won against the Ottomans. We were great. We beat their assholes, and they liked it. You know what I mean? Okay, that's like the political idea,
Right.
okay, which is done in several ways, like we say, for example, in other terms, in when I studied history and secondary, that when Germany and Italy were unified, we used to say, oh, the Italians and the Germans, respectively, all the people had huge nationalistic ideas and they wanted to unite and they came together and they united. Bullshit. It's bullshit. It's complete bullshit.
I see.
And how you said about the Great Siege is just because they just want to tell you that, like
Their view.
they want to tell you a view about it.
As the saying goes.
Exactly. Like
Winners write history.
you want to hear a very interesting fact about Maltese history.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so Setta Junior.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
We
killing
celebrate the riot and the 5 people that died.
Exactly.
Okay, there was a huge riot in Valletta. They were there protesting because of bread. They increased bread tax.
Yeah.
But the economy was so down. I could go on and on.
Yeah.
Etc. Political ideas, etc. And the thing is, on the day they were there, there were ministers and British government in Valletta the day, because they were discussing with the Maltese ministers, etc., and the politicians. Sorry, they were discussing with them to add a new constitution, and bam, they just started a riot because some Maltese drunk. Technically, I don't know if he was drunk though. But I know he got really angry. He got really angry. And he just, I believe he threw a rock into a shop that showed the British Union flag. And bam, just started a riot.
I see.
Okay? But then the thing is that the 5 people that then were shot, they were in Malta at the day to get a passport, a visa to emigrate.
Wow.
And we glorify these 5 people because they're national heroes that died, whilst they were there to leave. Whilst they were there to leave.
Wow.
Yeah. They were there
That's
to
a
leave.
mindfuck.
They were there to leave.
So history is just all wrong.
Not all of it.
Most of it.
Not all of it.
I
What
see.
I'm telling you is right.
I didn't know that. I didn't know this about it.
Yeah, but they don't tell you that
No.
on purpose because
Because it's their.
these were 5 people who were protesting for self-government and independence for Malta.
It's their MO.
Yeah,
They want to.
exactly. And the same thing goes with the Great Siege.
Yeah.
The Great Siege was, was just telling how we fought, and it's actually a way to show us our identity and how we got our culture,
Yeah.
etc. How we stay Christian.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then the second answer to your question is that you are in secondary level. You don't need to know all these books.
I guess.
that's
Okay, fine, fair. But yeah, true.
But when it comes to history, the government, you could has to plays a very big part in it, because when you teach a child a history of their nation, you also want to teach them what makes them a part of that. So, which I applaud it, so to speak, because it's nice to make you feel a part of your nation and have that ethnic identity to it, to make me feel Maltese, so to speak. But yeah, sometimes it's wrong, like, and I learned, like, my junior college lecturer had told me when I started history at A level, he told me history here at junior college, when you learned it in secondary, it's as if you're swimming at the top of the sea and you're just gliding. But when you study history at A level, you're taking a very big deep dive.
I see.
And now I add on to it that when you study history at university, you are in the deepest, darkest depths of fucking the sea. There's nothing, okay? There's nothing. There's so much information. That so much reading, and there's so many perspectives that sheds you a really big light on several things. Like for instance, we had a credit, a lecture that we understand Maltese history by what's happening around the Malta. Not around the Malta, in the world, in the Mediterranean. Okay, so this is mainly for the British period, and he was telling us that, oh, Malta became so Malta joined the British in 1800. Why? Because they kicked them out, because the French were here and they were at war, etc. But still, in 1813, Malta became a colony. Sorry. I said sorry to the microphone too. And then in 1813, till 1813, because we were under the British, the British were fighting the English. They are a naval nation. Malta was developed in a way to support that,
naval
with
bases
with
and
naval
stuff.
bases and the Grand Harbor, etc. And Malta played a great role in contraband into the continent due to the continental system of Napoleon. And like that, they put in money, etc. Like the economy of Malta during that time was booming, etc. And and in 1813, when Napoleon was done, they were like, oh, what are we going to do with this island? It played a really good role. Let's keep it. No, they kept it. And then you can flash forward to 1830, if you want. In 1830, there were a lot of revolutions and riots in Europe. And if you notice, there are like a bit of a build-up in military in Malta, just in case. Just in case if that happens in Malta.
I see.
But it's also happening in Italy, riots in Italy, and if it worked, etc. And then, due to the riots, the British government started working on what? A new constitution for the Maltese people. And in 1835, the British gave them a new constitution because before it was more like a bit of a dictatorship,
Yeah.
so to speak. The governor had total control. The 1835 constitution was like, we'll give you an advisory council that the governor elects and nominates.
I see.
You don't elect shit, you nominate. But it's a new constitution for you guys, so be happy.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
a false
That's-
sense of
exactly. But you could also intertwine that with what's happening in the Middle East, which was there was a crisis. There's this Egyptian governor. I fucking forgot his name.
recently.
No, like that time in the 1830s. How the Ottoman Empire is split up is like good governments, etc.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
very
yeah.
autonomous, and the governor of Egypt wanted to take over Syria, I believe, and so there's a huge build up there, and then Malta was then there's a lot more action in Malta because if something happens over there, maybe the British need to respond, etc. The British played a really big part in the Ottoman Empire by this time. The Ottoman Empire by the 1800s was called like the sick man of Europe
Oh yes.
because it's an empire in decline.
Yeah.
You could tell it's dying, but it's still somehow holding on. And the British were like, with several other nations, they were either helping them out or exploiting them. You can decide if you study it. You know what I mean? So they were quite there, ready to be on standby just in case. And you start seeing a build up. But one thing I find very interesting is that after 1850, there's a huge build up in the port, but in fortifications all around Malta. Why? Because the French and the Italians, I believe, started making ships out of metal. And the British were like, fuck.
Yo.
Fuck. Two Mediterranean countries just made a ship made out of metal. And I own this island over here. So they're like, oh shit,
They're
need to.
anticipating something.
So you start seeing so if Malta's like this, so to speak, you just start seeing fortifications all like this,
So,
all around, and then they build the Victoria lines, etc. So that's the point of the studying it. You understand Maltese history by what's happening in the international case and how it affected the island and how it affected development, how it affected politically, etc. You could argue Malta had this huge political crisis called the language question, okay, which
what's this language?
the language question,
Uh-huh.
we call it, which started in the 1870s, I believe, all the way till World War II. And the gist of it is that either what should be the second language of Malta, or even the first, in a nutshell, Italian or English, okay? And there was a huge debate, so much crisis, etc. And the political parties that we have today, you could argue it stems all the way from then. And why? Because Italy just became a country, all right, a huge country, and by 1860s, I believe, and even 1870, Italy became a unified country, and their politicians in Italy were talking a lot of talk about taking back land that used to be under Italian control. And Malta was one of them, just because of like the Roman period, medieval period, etc., etc. So then it starts a huge debate in Malta, like, oh, should we side with Italian or English? And the British government were like, no, side with English, so you stay with us, not side with Italian, and then Malta then gets hand over to Italian. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's that dynamic as well. Yeah, there's a lot of shit.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit, and obviously it ended by World War II,
Yeah,
because then
well.
the Italians started to bomb us.
Oh, of course.
But then there were also people, Maltese politicians during the war that were
World War II.
interned, in World War II, that were interned, sent to exile, so to speak, because they had Italian sympathies,
Of course.
and they were talking about siding with Italian, etc. So then when the war broke out, these guys seemed as threats, and since Malta was
British.
yeah,
Exile.
so they exiled them to Uganda.
No fascists.
And that's my thesis.
Wow.
Yeah,
So that's your. That's
I'm
beautiful.
talking about these guys. Yeah,
That's really
the
interesting.
Yeah. I'm
These-
talking about
These characters that got
these
exiled.
exiled. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, exactly. They're quite interesting bunch.
That's very interesting.
Hmm.
How are you even finding this information?
To be fair, it's quite well known. Not gonna lie.
Fair.
Yeah, the historical community, of course. But it's quite interesting because then during World War II, how I said, there's this whole language question. So of course there are Maltese people who sided with Italian, and my grandma tells me that when the war broke out, that we're against Italy, she tells me that her grandfather threw out a portrait of Mussolini outside, and she remembers walking through Valletta and seeing like sometimes portraits of Mussolini outside as well. Yeah, because it shows there were people who were siding with him.
Yeah.
You know,
Real fascists.
yeah. Well,
The most stylish.
if you think about it, and if you look at Italian history and then in the after the unification, they probably had like two quite consistent leaders. One of them was Cavour, who brought the unification for Italy, and the second was actually Mussolini. You know, most of the time after Cavour, Italian governments used to collapse, and even till nowadays we still say like, "Oh my God, the Italian government collapsed again."
Yeah, economy collapsing.
You know,
governments
yeah,
collapsing.
exactly. And like they never had a stable
Kind of like the
government.
French. Not as bad as the French, but
Yeah, but the French in riots are like, "Arr." And revolutions are like, "Arr." And
the inventors of the
that,
revolution.
that. And you know, Mussolini brought a lot of stability, so to speak, because after a while
Are you suggesting that fascism is good?
No. I'm just pointing out the fact that a lot of people at the time sided with him because they were so tired of seeing Italian politicians just stop and fail. And Mussolini, that's the thing that like people liked about him. He brought stability there.
Yeah.
That's why you would see Maltese people who at the time, used to be happy to actually have a portrait of him in their houses as
I
well.
find that so strange.
No, obviously, when you talk to people right now, there's a lot of like, oh no, like my grandpa didn't like doing it. I didn't know that my grandpa did that. Or if you interview them, they're like, there's something to hide.
Yeah.
They're not proud of it.
Obviously.
But yeah, it just shows how much it was big into it, etc.
I mean, like the biggest discussion of, or like the biggest highlight of war is that when a war breaks out, countries and their people tend to go to the extreme.
Yes.
They reside within the extreme
Yes.
for stability.
Yes, of
So,
course.
I mean,
Bro, you just have to look at the French Revolution. The French Revolution, they killed off the king, and Austria and Prussia,
yeah.
they were like, what the fuck, man? So, what the fuck, man? Oh, no, actually, it was the opposite. Sorry. They didn't kill the king yet. Austria and Prussia were like, oh, man, just hand over the king, okay? And we'll leave you alone. And France was like, fuck you, I'm declaring war. So they just destroyed their government, okay? Their government is in completely new, etc. Their army is in complete disarray because normally the generals are noblemen. And since the French Revolution happened in 1789, a lot of nobles just exiled themselves. They just left.
Yeah.
They were afraid that it could happen to them.
They're gonna steal their money.
So, exactly.
exactly.
So a lot of the higher officials, they just left.
Yeah.
And so the army didn't have the high command that it did. So you had to put in new people. And so when they declared war, Austria and Prussia started, moving in from the north. They started losing battle. France started losing battle after battle, and every time that the battle was lost, they used to swap the general. Then they started winning, kept the general, kept winning.
Rinse and repeat.
That's what happened.
Exactly.
That's what happened. When they lost, they just swapped them someone else because it was
Trial and error.
It was a time, it was the reign of terror as well. People are getting killed just for saying something bad about the government. By the
As you do,
yeah, as you do, and obviously at the time that's how you had to be stable. During the reign of terror, you just somehow kill anyone that you would deem opposition to make sure you keep yourself controlled. And the army started to win after after a lot of pressure. After a while, like they got very deep into France and almost close to Paris as well, but they turned the tide. Exactly.
You go into so much detail, bro. I'm so interested. I don't even want to talk.
Yeah, I studied history a lot. Sadly.
It's very interesting to listen to. Like I might not know so much.
Did you know?
Exactly. You're
Did you know?
You're the history encyclopedia.
I wish I was an encyclopedia. Did you know that our most famous prime minister ever in Malta, Dom Mintoff, every day?
The goat.
Yes, he is. They say he's the goat. Every day he had to swim in speedos over here in St. Petersburg. He loved to do that.
Good.
Every day he had to swim.
Goat tendencies.
Yeah. So.
How interesting.
Uh-huh.
I'd like to read that book of Dom Mintoff.
Which one?
The biography.
His biography.
The like most recent one.
Oh, it's quite boring.
Very boring. You read it?
No, I don't like Mintoff.
You don't like Mintoff? I mean, it's not a question of if you like him or not, but it's just.
He's a very important guy for Malta.
Yes. There it is. There we go.
Oh my god, that's one.
There we go. Mintoff.
I actually have a video.
Il bniedem u l-istorja. He's rocking the timepiece too.
Damn.
The Mintoff timepiece. But this is in Maltese, so it's gonna take me a while to read it. But yes, very interesting. I would love to.
He was still quite an interesting guy.
Yes, no, I mean,
very fun.
he's probably the most influential Maltese prime minister
But it's
in our history.
It's because of him that he challenged the church and lost its power in the government. You know what I mean? after that, like you see the people going to churches completely start declining and declining and declining, till now how it is today. You know what I mean? Because of him. Because
I
of
mean-
him, the church started to lose its power.
You could argue all day about the influence of church
Biblical.
and government and why it's good or why it's bad, or
Uh-huh.
but I mean, Malta is
Malta has always been
a traditionally very
Christian country.
Christian and
We still are.
we still are
We still are.
and a very church governed. Like you can see it with most of our
Why do you think we don't have abortion? Here?
exactly along with a number of things.
Oh.
But that's a debate that we leave to the professionals, right?
My body, my choice.
No. You know what's funny?
Mhm.
You know the story of Saint Paul's shipwreck,
Yes.
that he shipwrecked in Malta.
Yes.
There's a theory that he actually shipwrecked in Croatia.
Yes.
Yes, you know
Yes.
the story.
Yes. Which is bullshit.
No, it's not.
No, it's bullshit.
I tell you why.
Why?
Malta never had poisonous snakes, and this particular island in Croatia does.
Does it have poisonous snakes now?
Yes,
So, but the point of Saint Paul being in Malta
was
to
that he
say
removed the
that he
poisonous
removed-
snakes.
Yeah. Also, in the Bible, it says that the wind is going west.
Oh yeah, there was that.
That's
that
why.
argument of
That's
the wind.
why. That's
Yeah.
why we know for sure he came to Malta.
Darn
not going north.
Darn it!
Yeah.
He's the only reason that Malta became Christian,
Yeah.
and he's a very
Technically, yeah.
very big
Uh-huh.
big reason why Malta remained Christian. No,
There's actually a huge debate about that.
really?
Yeah. So when the Arabs came in 870 in Malta, there's an Arab historian, which is about like 200 years, like a few hundred years after the Malta came to after the Arabs came to Malta, says that the Arabs came to Malta in 870. And they took over the island, killed everyone, took some slaves, and there was no one left, and left it deserted.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
so we say that there's a period. So you could argue there's a period in time that Malta was not Christian.
Because they wiped everyone out.
Yes,
Wow.
and he also says that then 100 years later, it was then repopulated by other Arabs
Yeah.
to become Muslim.
Ah.
You could also argue that even though when St. Paul came all the way till 870, Malta was Greek Orthodox,
Oh.
not Catholic. Because we were under the Byzantine rule, and the Byzantines are Greek Orthodox. Greek Orthodox.
How interesting.
Yes. And then that only
So
changed.
Saint Paul has no purpose.
Technically, yeah. You could argue that, yeah.
I see.
Yeah,
How
it's,
interesting.
it's only a theory. It's only a theory, but it's quite. There's two camps. So there's two camps. For that.
How cool.
That only then changed, and then when the Normans came to Malta, etc.
As the Norman.
When the Normans came to Malta, then we started turning Catholic, etc.
Exactly. Yes.
But
I had read about
no, but for sure before that, no, we were technically for sure Greek Orthodox,
that. And Muslim.
and Muslim, and Muslim.
We got a mix of everything.
Yeah. Obviously, then they say like, oh no, but there could be that people still stayed, or they didn't kill everyone, or they hid in caves. But which is quite likely, not
Likely,
gonna lie,
yes.
very likely. But it's an argument.
Very cool.
It's quite an argument.
I could listen to you talk about history all day. It's very interesting, and I enjoy it.
Sometimes.
But I mean, I obviously know I have a sense of Maltese history,
Mhm.
but I think I know more about Yugoslavian history,
Yeah.
obviously because of my dad,
Tito,
Tito, and
good guy,
good guy, great guy,
great guy.
great guy till he died.
Yeah, then everything went to shit.
Yeah, then everyone went to shit.
Then everything went to shit.
Exactly.
No, what's the name? What's the name of the last one? I always forget his name because it's fucking Serbian and I can't remember
Who?
it. The last prime minister.
Oh,
I forget his name. I always forget his name.
I forgot.
I always forget his
I
name.
forgot now.
Yeah, but that guy
But
was
yeah.
a dick.
Yeah, but I
that
don't
guy
know
was
if
a
you.
big dick.
I don't know if you saw my last post on the rocks. I put up the photos of like the bullet holes around Mostar and stuff, and it's really interesting to go and see, because I feel like it's
Where in Mostar?
Mostar in Bosnia.
Mostar, I was gonna say.
In Bosnia,
I was gonna say.
my dad's hometown.
Yeah.
It's really interesting to like be in.
Your dad's Bosnian, you really.
He was born there.
Ostia.
He is. I'll give you the whole thing. Mostar.
I thought you were properly Croatian, bro.
No. Mostar
Huh.
is in
I know where Mostar is.
Herzegovina,
Yes.
and Bosnia is Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Yes, I know.
But if he has to go specific, he says he's from Mostar, from Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Okay.
But he also has Croatian passport, so he's Croat as well,
Okay.
and both his parents are Croat.
Okay.
So
All right. Okay. I was gonna say.
he's a proper mix.
Okay.
But he was raised in Mostar.
You can speak a bit of Croatia.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, a little.
It's gotten better.
Uh-huh.
It gets better leading up to August.
As that when you're going to
Because
go.
yeah, when we're going
When
to
you end
go
up
and,
going,
and
yeah.
I start listening to Croatian
Exact,
music and
exact,
stuff. Right now I'm not listening.
Yeah, fuck.
Right now it's terrible. It's like
Yeah.
as bad as my Maltese. But like going to Mostar
Uh-huh.
is like you're stepping foot into like a war zone.
Yeah, because
Like
it
it's so
was legit.
it's
30
so
years ago.
surreal and so strange.
It was legit 30 years
yeah,
ago.
it wasn't that
Less,
long ago.
20.
97.
Is that less?
It's less
Like
than
a bit
30
more
years
than
ago.
a bit more than 20.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah, you guys did some war crimes, bro.
Crazy.
You normal Croats did some war crimes, bro.
Yes,
in World War II,
yes,
bro.
yeah,
You guys were worse.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
Bro, you there's a scene.
I don't identify with them, bro. Please. Come on.
But there's a scene of like Nazi SS, I believe.
Yeah.
That they're like, so what are you going to do with them? And the Croats were like, and the Nazis were like, and they say like, oh my god, the Nazis were cruel. But
Yeah.
you guys were fucking Jesus Christ.
They were terrible.
Yeah, you guys were terrible.
I mean, it's sad, but like
Yeah, it is what it is.
a lot of the stories of Yugoslavia and Balkan regions are like
It's sad because I remember I
killing
was,
and genocides
I
and
was
stuff.
so sad, like studying Balkan history.
You studied it as well.
Yes, because when it comes to the Ottoman Empire,
Oh, yeah.
it's a part of it. Damn. So we study. So when it comes to the Ottoman Empire, we have to study the Balkans, and there's in the 1800s there's so much of a big build up and a big movement from several countries, saying how, like, oh, we would love a state for Slavs, etc., for all Slavs, etc. And then there was 1914 with the assassination of Archduke Ferdinand by the Black Hand. They were called the Black Hand of Gavrila Princip, and they were basically a far right Serbian Slavic nationalistic group. And after the war, after World War I, they were like, okay, fine, we'll give you the fucking state if you just shut the fuck up and stop doing shit, because the Balkans were used to be called like the cauldron of the Balkans, because you used to always boil up something. And they were like, okay, fuck off, we'll give you a state, just stop now. So then Yugoslavia, the Kingdom of Yugoslavia was born. And it straight away went to shit. The constitution was taken away, I believe, and then you had a dictatorship, and then the war came in, and then I believe at the point you had a child as a king.
I don't remember that part.
I think so. I
Probably.
believe so. I forgot.
Probably.
I
We've
forgot.
had it all.
I forgot.
We've had it all.
I forgot.
But then Tito saved us in World War II.
Yeah, then Tito did a very good thing, and then after he was different. He was a different commie.
He wasn't a communist. He was a socialist.
He was a commie.
He wasn't. He
He was
wasn't.
a commie.
He wasn't.
He was quite. He was not a Stalinist commie. That's
Oh,
it.
exactly. Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
Fine.
He was not
I
a
mean-
Stalinist commie, but he was very different in regards to how to address foreign policy and even to woo, like to have sex with, and to woo, and to woo like even the Soviets and the Americans
Yeah,
if need be,
yeah,
you know. So like kudos,
Yeah, he did.
but you
He
know.
did the right thing for his.
As
people
that. The
instead of-
only thing is he didn't have like a proper good successor, and then it just went completely downhill after he died.
I mean, yeah. He, whoever, he inherited a broken nation and built it up,
as that,
and like
and then just rewrote.
created a good life.
As that.
for
That's
everyone.
why I'm so sad, because I studied so much history of like, oh my god, we want a whole state, and then
Yeah.
you had your state, and then you fucked it.
Yeah, but I mean, the only reason we fucked it is because nationalism went
As
up.
that too.
You know,
Exactly.
and then
And also Serbia was like, no, we're the best, and
I mean, yeah, we can
and then
talk
the
about
and
that.
then the Croats were like, no, we're the best, and then the Slovenians were like speaking in German a bit.
And then ran away,
Exactly.
and then did the France and just got out of there,
Exactly.
which was the right thing to do.
And then the Serbians decided to mutate and have Kosovo.
It's a story. It's
a
a
story
big
and all.
story, and we can go into it. But
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. But yeah,
I wasn't there, and I know nothing. But
glad you're here.
glad I'm here. Yes.
Glad you're here.
Yes.
Glad you're here.
Yes. But
Instead, we had gang violence during that time.
in Malta.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we're stealing chocolate and stuff.
No, I mean proper gang violence.
Oh yeah.
Like labor rights, like just beating up people.
Lovely,
Yeah,
lovely bit of
it's
history.
quite normal. The nationalists used to do the same.
Oh
Just,
yeah.
like throw rocks, etc. Like into a parade, etc. Yeah, but you know, well, Maltese political history after World War II, and then just turns like really, really political to the sense that that's their lives.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah.
You know, even that's the saying as well right now, that how political it is, and it's always red or blue, etc.
Yeah,
which is terrible.
It's like it's what people use to identify,
Exact.
which is wrong.
Holy shit, on the bola ta som.
We'll call it a day.
Yeah, we call it a day. That was good, my guy.
I had a great time.
I had a great time.
That
Thank you
was
so
another
much for
episode of
thank you so much for
On the
invite,
rocks.
man.
It was amazing to
Uh-huh.
to catch up like this on a
Yeah.
on air,
On
talking
there.
about fascists and communists and
Not just that, bro.
no
And magic.
And
We
magic.
talked
It
about
was
magic.
amazing.
We talked about magic too. Talked about magic too.
amazing.
Uh-huh. I loved it.
Peace out. See you in
Peace.
the next
Thank
episode.
I'm like,
Oh, Bola.